Hey YouTube, it's your girl Alana, and I wanted to do this video to give y'all a review on that movie American Skin. Okay, so I just watched it like the night before last, and it had my nerves all messed up. Okay, so this is what happened in the movie, okay? Watch the movie, then come back and watch my video. Okay, it's the dad and the son, and they riding, and you see the cops pull them. The dad pulls out this insurance card that is expired, but the car is insured, and the dad is trying to tell the cop the car is insured. The card might be expired, but the car is insured. So he says, okay, get out the car. The son reaches for the phone to record the encounter. The cop is like, get out the car. The other cop that's on the passenger side, right? So we all know this goes wrong. That's in the little boy ends up dead. The 14-year-old ends up dead. Of course, that's triggering for everybody that's black and has kids. Just a vlogger, I'm guessing, some sort of vlogger comes to the black father's house to talk to him about his experience, and he asking all kinds of good questions, like, did you ever talk to your son about how to react if he encounters the cops, like how he's supposed to behave? And all of that, you know, had been caught on camera too, because he had talked to his son and his son's friend when they were on some sort of chat about how they supposed to act if they ever get in contact with the cops. And the little boy is a real light-skinned boy, but he's going to a white school. And going to that white school, the white people teach you that you can resist a cop if the cop is in the wrong, if he pulled you over for no reason. But we all know that that's not how you act if you're black. Like, there's a way to behave if you're a black person encountering the cops. So the vlogger also asked him questions about, you know, how was your relationship with you? He brought up with his mother and father in the same home, and they were broke up. And they go to the courthouse, right? At the courthouse, the cop is found not guilty. No charges will be brought up on the cop. Everybody's discouraged and sick and hurt and crying. And then you see the rioters tear up the whole neighborhood because they pissed off about the little boy again. So, y'all, Ghost is in this movie. I'm going to refer to him as Ghost because nobody knows him as, what is it, Omari Hardwick, or I don't even know how to say his name. Whatever his name is, the light-skinned nigga that played Ghost on Power, okay? So he's in this movie, and he's playing a character who has cancer. And so he's like playing a real gangster. It was beautiful to see him like, just, nah, I'm good on this cancer stuff. Like, so the guy who's okay, I'm gonna refer to him as Ghost because I don't know what his name was in the movie. Ghost and the father of the son who's dead, they served together in the military, and some other dudes in there that served in the military too. So they all friends. And after the riots happened and the black people started messing up stuff in the city, the chief of police comes to the mother's house and is like, I need you to make a statement saying that, you know, you don't want violence. You're sorry that we didn't get justice, but you don't want violence. And the little boy's cousin is there, and he like, you old nigga, you lived your life, blah, 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 blah. It was crazy. That part was crazy. So the white guy that's the cop that came with the black police chief, he about to pull the gun on the cousin that's mad. He about to pull a gun on him in his auntie house. It was a whole mess. That was a mess. And the mother actually made the statement. I was annoyed with that. I was very annoyed with that. She made the statement saying, I don't want violence. Spike Lee is just portraying what usually happens when this when it happens. Like, they always get the mother to make a statement saying, oh, I don't want violence, stop burning the city down, blah, blah, blah. Okay? that got killed. They mad. He starts throwing up in the bathroom. I'm like, listen, that's too much. But I guess that's probably how it really happens. So, and the kid is still documenting and recording all of this. You know, and so they all get in the car. And the father of the son, he's like, listen, I gotta go by and make a petition at the courthouse or something like that, so that, you know, this man won't be able to get back to his normal job. The cop, they had reinstated him to his job and everything. He was like, but I need to pull over here and stop at my friend's house, and you're gonna have to drive when I get back from my friend's house. So it's like an hour later, 30 minutes, an hour later, and they like, he's still inside of this house. That's why you don't just listen to anybody when they tell you, I need you to drive in a situation, because you could get caught up and be an accessory to some shit and you don't even know what's going on. So he comes out with the cop, with the daggone police chief. He comes out with the police chief. He got the police chief hostage, right? And oh, that's a really big truck. Y'all have anxiety, and with my Jesus, I don't have my medicine because I called my pharmacist and my psychiatrist and prescribed me some medicine that even after my copay is $700. So I'm on no medicine right now. I have anxiety when I drive. Anyway, let's get past that. He didn't kidnap this dude, and he black. He's a black police chief, and so he comes into him and his boys, they pack up a van, and he making the kid that just came to record a normal little video, he making him go with them everywhere. The little girl who was holding the camera or something, she didn't want to call the police. They busted her phone open. Nah, you gonna record this. You gonna see what's going on. So they get that little van packed up with all kinds of AKs and all kinds of crazy guns, right? And Jesus, what is up with my anxiety? And they go into the police department. They start shooting up the police department, but they shooting high, so nobody got hurt somehow. I don't know. Get me the line. Don't make sense to me. So he was like, yo, put your guns down, because I got your police chief. The next bullet I hear, I'm putting a bullet in his head. So they stopped shooting, and the police chief is like, y'all just surrender. We'll be out of this in no time. So they surrender, and what is this? I don't know. Not handcuffed, but whatever. Handcuffs, basically, but some sort of weird tape. You know, that tape they took to the Capitol to tie you down to stuff. So he did that to all the police that were still there, right? Okay, so he got all of them in custody pretty much. He asked the police that killed his son, are you scared? He was like, I didn't mean to kill your son. Blah, 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 blah. I was getting so angry because I was like, yo, do it now. Do it now. So the negotiator calls, and he's like, what do you want? He was like, I want my son. Until you can give me my son, don't even call back, G. So then he talks to his ex-wife or ex-girlfriend or baby mama or whoever, and she was like, just come home, don't worry about it, blah blah blah, just come home to me, blah blah. Then they cut the signal to his phone, so he can't talk to nobody but the negotiator. Then he gets like the people who was just coming to pay tickets. He gets the daggone prisoners who are down below. He gets the prisoners out, frees them. They're not free really, they just about to be the jury. And he's like, listen, you got your peers right here. They're going to determine if you're guilty or innocent. If you're innocent, then I'll walk out. And he said, but if you're guilty, you're going to be punished right here, right now. And he's like, there's not one cop on this jury, so that's not it's not a jury of my peers. He was like, how do you think we feel? Because it's never a jury of our peers. So they start going back and forth about police brutality. You know, he's telling his case. And eventually, during the trial, he says, we pulled him. Oh, okay, because the man was like, we were in between two speed bumps. So I know we weren't speeding as to why you pulled us over in the first place. And so it comes out that, yeah, we were profiling you because y'all were in a white neighborhood. Y'all want us to protect you, so that's what we do. We trying to protect you, pulling those people over that are not supposed to be in this neighborhood. So that part came out, that was the reason why they got pulled in the first place. Oh yeah, one of the prisoners that's supposed to be part of the jury, he just gets up. He you know, you see that he got a big black eye. So you know that when he got pulled over, he got beat down by one of them cops. So he just jumps up and jumps on a cop all of a sudden and starts beating his tail. So this old man gets up. One of the old men that helped, you know, take the whole building hostage, he gets up, separates the fight, and then helps the cop up. Just so many different scenes of weakness. Man, let that cop get up on his own. He got beat up because he beat somebody up before he locked them. When he helps the cop up, the cop takes the gun out of his side, the gun that the man had on his side, and shoots him in the arm. So once again, we're seeing more people. Nobody white got shot the whole movie. I'm just gonna go ahead and spoil it for you. All right, I'm spoiling it for you. Nobody white. So the black guy gets shot in the shoulder, arm, or something like that. So we had to move that. We had to move that juror out. Now the juror that takes his place is the little black kid that started the documentary. And he was like, I don't want to be a part of this. He was like, it really doesn't matter what you want. You're the next juror. You're the 12th juror. So the jury people, the jurors, they go and deliberate about the case. And then they come back with a guilty verdict. So when they said guilty, it was like the next morning. He had held them all night long. He had the building hostage all night. You see the sun come up and everything. So when they get the guilty verdict, they had the guy who took everything hostage, he made the cop that was guilty call his wife and child, right? So when he called his wife and kid, and he was like, listen, I'm not coming home. I did something wrong. So he admitted to doing something wrong. That was whatever. I did something wrong and I'm not coming home. I'm not getting out of this. But I love you and take care of your mom and blah, 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 blah. And Becky is like, oh my God, no! So that was crazy. So this is what happened next. So the guy he made him get on his knees and he put the gun at his head and he pulled the trigger. And the gun clip was empty. So nothing happened. And he was like, I'm so sorry. Now I finally feel how you felt and I understand. And so now all these people got to go to jail for taking this room hostage with you. Your son is dead. And you didn't even do nothing to the person who killed him. And this, I mean, what? Why are we here? So the guy that's doing the documentary asked that same question, because I'm sitting there thinking that's the whole time. And he's like, oh, I wanted the world to see. So yeah, I wanted the world to see that this is how it is. The world already knows what they get away with. But now you done made all these, one person then got shot. You done took everything hostage. Everybody going to prison. And for what? What? And for you to pull a trigger and the clip is empty? Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Well, now the world sees. But we've been conditioned that way since Willie Lynch, right? Wasn't it Willie Lynch? Yeah. We've been taught to be merciful and all that stuff, but when it comes to our own violence one-on-one, we ready to get revenge when it comes to us going against one another. Like, I mean, the cop that took his son out is like, oh, I'm leaving out of here and we are not enemies anymore. And first of all, whatever, they about to leave up out of there. They all got their hands up to surrender, to go out, and they going out one by one. And you see, as soon, and the cop that said that to him is in front of him trying to protect him, saying this is him and he is unarmed and he's coming out to surrender. You hear him saying that, and the daggone sniper shoots him in the head. So now you and your son are gone, and everybody else is going to prison. And you don't, and what made me even more mad at the end, you see the guy that did the documentary, he takes out all the tapes and he's about to send the tapes to somebody, I don't know where, send it to somewhere. And so you don't even see the cop face justice, face consequences for his actions, because he admitted that, you know, they profiled him. That's the reason why they got pulled in the first place. He admitted to all of that, like, but it didn't even matter. Like, nothing happened. Even at the end, I was just like, I was so mad. I was so mad. So mad. So mad. I mean, because it just shows. I mean, a lot of people are savages. They are savages, okay? But when it comes to us, we have this heart of gold. When it comes to us against them, but when it comes to us against each other, we will be savages like them, because they've taught us to be like that. They taught us to fight against each other since the beginning of slavery, okay? Let's be real. They taught us that. We didn't. But when it comes to us against them, we can't even pull the trigger. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, maybe it's because I don't have my meds, but I was very emotional after that movie, very angry. The movie was about racism and about that. So if you feel like I shouldn't be talking racist, then the movie was about racism. So don't come for me with that. Don't even. No, you know what? It really reminded me of when John Bottom, I don't remember his name. Anyway, when that young boy's brother hugged his brother's killer. When he hugged her and everybody was like, oh my goodness, that just shows that our hearts are different. Yeah, it shows our hearts are different. Our hearts are different than theirs. They have done a great job of making us. But I was annoyed when he did that too. I was annoyed when he hugged her. And I was annoyed when that trigger pulled and there was nothing in the clip, okay? Yeah. I was annoyed, and that is exactly what it reminded me of, and I think that's what Spike Lee wanted us to see. We have a tendency to do that. We have a tendency to be like, I know y'all ain't shit, but your ain't shitness is okay. No, your ain't shitness is not okay. I think that's why I cried when the movie went on. Like I said, there's a whole bunch of reasons why I cried. But yeah. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. Don't hate me forever. Please subscribe. And I love you and you can't do nothing about it.